In the world of poker, one of the most exhilarating hands to be dealt can be suited connectors. These cards, like the 7 of spades and 8 of spades, represent a thrilling opportunity filled with potential. However, while they can lead you to big wins, they can also set you up for substantial losses if you're not careful. Today, we're diving deep into the strategies for playing suited connectors effectively, so you can avoid the pitfalls and turn those draws into dollars. What are suited connectors? To start, let's clarify what suited connectors are. These hands consist of 2 consecutive cards of the same suit, such as 7 of spades and 8 of spades. The excitement of suited connectors comes from their ability to form multiple strong combinations. Whether you're chasing a flush or a straight, these hands can evolve beautifully on the flop. Imagine you're holding 7 of spades and 8 of spades. You see the flop come down with a 9 of spades, 10 of spades, and 2 of hearts. Suddenly, you're not just looking at a potential flush, but also a straight draw. This versatility is what makes suited connectors so enticing, but they can also be misleading if you don't know how to play them correctly. Understanding their value. The real beauty of suited connectors lies in their flexibility. Unlike pocket pairs, which thrive on hitting sets, suited connectors excel when they hit the right board. Let's break down this concept further. 1. Straight draws. With suited connectors, you often find yourself in a position to chase straights. If the board allows for a straight draw, your hand can become more powerful than many of your opponent's hands. For example, with your 7 and 8 of spades, a flop of 9, 10, and 2 gives you the possibility to complete a straight if another card comes on the turn. 2. Flush draws. The suited aspect of your connectors also opens up the chance for a flush. If you hit 2 more spades on the turn and river, you're looking at a potentially dominant hand. This is particularly important in games where aggression is key, as you can often extract more value from your opponents who may not see the flush coming. 3. 2 pair or trips. If the flop brings you 2 pairs or trips, your suited connectors can turn into a powerhouse hand. This scenario is where you can capitalize on your opponent's tendencies to chase their draws or try to take down the pot with weaker hands. Understanding these scenarios allows you to evaluate the potential of your hand effectively, increasing your chances of making profitable decisions. When to play suited connectors. Knowing when to play suited connectors is crucial. Here are some key points to consider. 1. Position matters. Your position at the table can significantly affect your decision-making process. In late position, you have the luxury of observing how your opponents act before making your move. If you see that aggressive players are betting heavily, you might decide to call with your suited connectors, hoping to hit a favorable flop and catch them off guard. 2. Stack sizes. Count. The size of your stack in relation to your opponent's stacks is vital. Suited connectors are best played in deep stack situations. When you have more chips to work with, you can afford to chase draws and maximize your winnings. Conversely, if stacks are shallow, be cautious. Going all in with a draw can lead to quick losses. 3. Table dynamics. Pay attention to the overall table dynamics. Are your opponents playing tight or loose? If they're tight, you can often steal pots with aggressive plays when you hit a strong draw. If they're loose, it's best to play more conservatively and wait for stronger opportunities. How to play them on the flop. Once you've decided to play suited connectors and see the flop, your strategy will depend on how the board unfolds. Here are various scenarios to keep in mind. When you hit a strong draw, if the flop gives you a flush or straight draw, it's time to shine. Don't hesitate to bet or raise to build the pot and push out players with weaker hands. For instance, with the 9 of spades, 10 of spades, and 2 of hearts on the board, you could bet aggressively to build the pot while maximizing your chances of hitting the flush or straight. 2. hitting two pair or trips. If you manage to hit two pairs or trips, it's essential to control the pot. Extract value while protecting your hand from potential draws. You could check to induce bets from your opponents, allowing them to commit chips into the pot while you hold a strong hand. Alternatively, a moderate bet could keep them engaged without scaring them off. 3. Missed opportunities. If you completely miss your draw, it's often best to fold unless you have a strong read on your opponents. Chasing a draw that doesn't connect is a surefire way to lose money. Instead, wait for a better opportunity and don't let the excitement of potential flushes cloud your judgment. Common mistakes to avoid. To prevent costly mistakes while playing suited connectors, be on the lookout for these common pitfalls.
1. Overvaluing your hand.
Just because you have suited connectors doesn't mean you should play them aggressively every time. If the flop doesn't connect with your hand, don't feel the urge to force the action. Instead, gauge the situation and make calculated decisions. 2. Chasing draws relentlessly. Know when to let go. If the odds aren't in your favor to chase a draw, folding is often the smartest move. Poker is a game of strategic decision-making, so don't get caught up in the allure of potential winning hands. 3. Neglecting position. Position can be your best friend or worst enemy. If you find yourself out of position, you may face tough decisions where your opponents control the action. This can lead to difficult situations where you're forced to play defensively. Advanced strategies for experienced players. Once you've mastered the basics of suited connectors, consider these advanced strategies to elevate your game further. 1. Check raising. If you're in a favorable position and hit a strong draw, try checking to induce a bet from your opponents. When they bite, raise to build the pot and potentially scare off others still in the hand. This technique allows you to control the action while maximizing your profit. 2. Semi-bluffing. When you have a strong draw, consider semi-bluffing by betting or raising. If your opponents fold, fantastic. If they call, you still have the chance to hit your draw and strengthen your hand further. 3. Reading your opponents. Develop the skill of reading your opponent's tendencies. Are they overly aggressive? If so, you can play passively and wait for the perfect moment to strike back. If they're tight, you can take advantage by applying pressure with well-timed bets. 4. Utilizing implied odds. Implied odds are crucial when playing suited connectors. Consider not only the pot odds, but also the potential winnings if you hit your draw. If the implied odds are high, meaning your opponents are likely to call future bets, then it may be worth chasing that flush or straight, even if your current pot odds don't seem favorable. Final thoughts on suited connectors. Mastering suited connectors can be one of the most rewarding experiences in poker. By understanding their value, knowing when to play, and avoiding common mistakes, you can transform these hands from potential pitfalls into significant advantages. The next time you find yourself with suited connectors, remember the strategies we've discussed, and you'll be well on your way to playing like a pro. With practice and patience, you'll learn to navigate the complexities of suited connectors and elevate your overall poker game. So, embrace the excitement, stay focused, and turn those suited connectors into a winning hand. Feel free to adjust any parts or add more specific examples or anecdotes to make it even more engaging for your readers.